Hi everyone, this is Deacon Paul, and this is the Gospel Reflection for Saturday, April 4th. And today our Gospel comes again from the Gospel of John, but today it's chapter 11, and it's verses 45 to 57. So again, John 11, verses 45 to 57. And this reading today is essentially the conclusion to the story of the raising of Lazarus. Now, the book of John is often broken up into two parts. It's referred to as the book of signs and the book of glory. And the raising of Lazarus is seen as the last of the 7 signs that Jesus performs that reveal the truth of who he is, beginning with the wedding at Cana and now concluding with the raising of Lazarus. So Jesus has just raised Lazarus, and people are coming to believe in him, but not everyone. Obviously, the chief priests and the Pharisees are concerned about Jesus because they very much see him as a threat to their authority. As is said in verse 48, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and suppress the holy place and our nation. And that's really the gist of the matter here, because the religious authorities had, we might call a conditional truce with the Roman authorities. And the deal was that the Romans left them alone to run the temple. So there was quite an economy around the temple in Jerusalem. You know, when people came to the temple and made sacrifices and paid alms for different things, it meant there was a lot of money and a lot of people's livelihoods connected to the temple. But the deal was, from the Romans, we'll leave you alone to run the temple, but in return, we expect stability and peace. And Jesus was a threat to that stability and that peace and that order. And of course, that fear was legitimate because when the Romans suppress, they didn't do so gently. History showed that they did so with tremendous force and violence. So believing in Jesus was a tremendous threat to the security and comfort of the religious authorities. It was going to turn their world completely upside down. And that's something for us to think about today. In what way does belief in Jesus turn my world upside down, if at all? But perhaps an even more relevant question for us to consider today, and especially now at a time like this with COVID, is, you know, the disruption to our lives has probably revealed some things to us, some things that are probably positive, but other things that would not be so positive. And so I think the question for us today is, where do I place my trust and where do I place my security? Because a time like this would reveal very much what we turn to for security and trust at a time like this. And is it in Jesus? Is it in our faith? Or is it in the things of this world in different forms? So let us pray today for the strength and the courage to be followers of Jesus.